Let me see if I can fix this just a tiny bit. And I don't think you want to see my little heads, right? But there we go. So, all right. We're going into the void, okay? I just felt like, right, like it is the 10th. I feel like we're still kind of in the capsule, which is the void sort of energy, this capsule of the Lion's Gate. Okay, so not necessarily the void of course. So not necessarily the void of... Hold on. All of a sudden it started automatically playing. That's really weird. So we're not really in the void, of course. But we are in like this encapsulated energy, right? So the seed, Rune, that Russell has talked about is kind of like this diamond, and he sees it as being a void. He sees it as being limitless possibilities. What came to me the second I saw that, okay, was that it was a spinning top, okay, like multidimensional. Okay, transdimensional, spinning. That's where the possibilities come in. It's spinning. It can stop at any time, any fractal. Okay, and like it's like, what game do you want to play, right? Which reminds me of this horrible toy that my daughter had that was talking to us one day with no batteries in it. We went to get potato chips out of the pantry, and it was in there, and it was this little magnetic fridge, and you would put letters in it. And it was just sitting in there because we were waiting to donate it, and I'd taken the batteries out and everything. And we walked into the pantry, and it said, "Hi, would you like to play? I'm thinking of a food. It starts with the letter P." And we were like, "Bury it, bury it." Gone, be gone from my house, right? So it's about what game do you want to play? Like what fractal, okay, are you moving through? And sometimes it can be about showing off your best qualities, okay? Like, I'm really good at this. Watch me spin this top, right? Showing off your best qualities. But there's also a little bit of portal energy in there, right? Now, what I really also loved was that it has this energy, right? Like, remember when we went through and we looked at, when we looked at day, and day was like a kite, it was like transportation, and it was kind of blocked in by the moon, and it was a gift to mankind, okay? Well, what if the gift to mankind is to take the day, to take this kite, this portal energy, okay, and flip it, right? We're flipping it so that now the day is multiple days, okay? And it's funny because this morning I was talking in my shaman group about how my life felt a little bit like Groundhog Day, okay? And that's funny. And Groundhog Day, because I'm like, it's never ending. It's the same day, day in and day out. Because like my husband's work, they just went through and said, "Oh, we're not coming back to the office until January." And I'm like, there's no way they're coming back to the office in January because it'll be post-holidays, post-New Year's Eve. People will have low immune systems from their microbiota being away from all illnesses for 2 years. And they're going to all catch the flu. And so they're not going to let anyone come back. And then it will be February. And then we will officially have been trapped in this house together in the same day repeating itself, because it really is Groundhog Day, because he is like a machine. Like, he eats the same thing every day. He does the same work every day. His workouts are the same every day. Like, he's a machine. Like, there's like, he just goes through the day. Groundhog Day, goes through the day. right? And so what if their gift to mankind, okay, is that we can take the day and we can kind of turn it inward, right? Kind of like when you're folding socks, right? You fold them together and you have that little fold. It's like this folding of time to allow us multiple choices of timelines that we can go through. And I also love the idea that there is face-to-face moons, moon and anti-moon. Okay, so it's open-ended and closed, right? So you can choose to go into a timeline and close the past behind you. Okay, and with the moon energy, you might even like not even remember, not even realize that you've gone into a different timeline. And maybe that's kind of built in, because if you knew you were a multidimensional traveler, wouldn't you be a little freaked out? Because there was a little while there where every night when I was going to sleep, I was traveling. Shh. It's okay. Nothing to be scared about. We're not traveling into portals right now, as far as we know. But every night I was traveling into these other portals, right? Into these other timelines and doing work for other me's, right? Like I didn't want to deal, it was a point in time where I didn't want to deal with my life. So rather than dealing with my life, I was trying to fix all the other me lives. And so maybe when we choose to full time and move into the void, right, what we get is this built-in functionality so that you don't even know that you've switched timelines, right? So kind of cool, kind of wonky. Now, the card that I pulled to bring intention in, okay, of course, come together. And then Spirit started singing to me, come together right now over me, right? So it's like very deep, like, and I've been in the massive like DMTs today. I did a Reiki session this morning and it kicked off like this powerhouse in my brain. And so it's almost as if, right? Like if you follow your heart will lead you one little seed, and then it will grow into a little bigger something, and then it will grow into a little bigger something, right? To find the timeline that you're meant to be in. Okay, so really beautiful energy. Okay, so let's go ahead. Where do you want to start, Spirit? Okay, Spirit wants to start here. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit wants to say about the void. Okay, what does Spirit want to say about the void? I love, okay, the cougar, assertive. You don't go into the void by accident. Okay, when you go into a void, when you change the timeline, it is 100% completely in your power. So in silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. And look, there's the void, right? And it reminds me almost of, it's a little bit of a medicine wheel. Okay, so there's a little bit of this very ancestral, ancient energy within the void. It's a little, what's funny is, look at that. It's a little bit, if you watched Loki, it's a little bit like the TVA, like creepy. Okay. And so I'm almost getting from Spirit, right? Like you have to acknowledge that you are like, what's his name? Kang, right? Like at the end of Loki, if you haven't watched it, sorry if I'm spoiling anything, but there's the internet, so I assume you've seen like all the internet stories. But you are the centralized powerhouse of your multi-dimensions. Like, you have the power as you move through your voids to, say, nope, this is not the space for me. This is not the timeline. This is not the one that aligns. And your higher self move into another timeline. And yet while you're in that timeline, it's like your 3D self has zero knowledge that there's this controlling factor within that's going through all of this. Okay, so tell me a little bit more, okay, about the power of the void. All right, let's look at the power here of the void. Power of the void. Thank you. I didn't think they were going to tell me. Okay. Emotions, right? Fire, passion. Sometimes there's the dragon in there, okay? Sometimes it is an assertiveness. Sometimes we are asserting our power over others who are trying to control us by being like, no, and moving into a different timeline. When you're not ready for union, sometimes you are asserting your power and moving through this timeline. And it's very emotion driven. And I don't feel that, I feel like it is like an ask from ego self, okay? Not an ask from higher self, right? That we are in this energy. Okay, it's really interesting here because this 8 of Swords here, like, sometimes the choice that you make to go into the void, actually where you think you're like taking back your power, actually is harming yourself from not allowing yourself to go through that experience. Because sometimes we don't want to feel the pain. Sometimes we're like, I don't want to go into this because I'm afraid and I'm going to get hurt, and I've lived this life before, or I've lived this sort of scenario before, and I don't want to get hurt, right? Look at that bloody hand, right? Like, I don't want to get hurt, and so I go through the void to see what other possibilities are out there. But there's this feeling that if you go through it all and you love and you get stabbed in the back, you didn't really lose because you walked through the fear, right, into this love. Yeah. All right. It's about bringing in, I love this, it's bringing in the power of your ancient knowledge, okay, along with a little bit of that seeing the truth about our reality and the construct of it, okay, and the multifacets of the void. How do you go into the void with that energy? How do you do that if there's this built-in like placebo effect that when you first get to the other side, like all of your awakening is like kaput? Like you know, I mean, I know a lot of people have said, I don't know what's going on. I just feel like my third eye, like it's just not working all of a sudden. I'm not tuning in. Because maybe that's part of that built-in factor, right? Factory reset. You go through the void, you get a little bit of a factory reset where you have to address, right, getting kind of like revving back up, right? Getting that energy source back. Yeah, finding your balance. Okay, with the light comes the dark. When you go through the void, you have to find that mirror again. Okay, you've got to find that mirror soul. You've got to find that acknowledgement of, you know, what you're there for, right? Because you come out and you've got to seek the light again. Because you come into the void, right? You come into darkness. You've let go. You've emotionally released your past. You know, feel really good. Yeah, you feel strong. You feel powerful. Okay, you've forgotten. You've forgiven. Okay, you then have to find your mirror soul again and find that sacred connection again and redefine your new life purpose, right? And get back into that alignment. So it's not all like, you know, these portals are not all just, I don't know, lollipops and gumdrops, okay? What's my OnlyFans? If I had an OnlyFans, baby, I wouldn't be on here because you'd be looking at toes and booty all day long. All right? Please. What's my OnlyFans? All right, let's see what else Spirit wants to say. I'd be a billionaire, right? I'd be a billionaire if I was on OnlyFans because you couldn't take it. You just couldn't take it, honey. You've been giving me all your money. All right. What else about the void? Yeah, okay. New adventures. That's a blessing because you do get to choose differently. Okay, but your boundaries shift and your partnership shift. Okay. And as those partnerships shift, okay, you have to seek different forms of happiness. Okay, what you were and who you were and your soul purpose and the people that are going to bring you happiness are going to shift in a way. Okay, now sometimes you might go through the void because you just want to be done with love, right? Like I want to go seek out a more stable foundation. You're trying to put up this barrier, this guard between you and what you can't have. And that's not a bad thing. That's not an awful thing, right? It is just a not facing of perhaps what you feared the most, right? What did you fear the most that made you close off, right? What didn't you want to see anymore that made you seek out the void? Now, what you'll attract, again, is like energy. We are always attracting like energy. So if you escape love to just focus on money, you'll attract those that are focused on money and not love. Okay? Doesn't mean it's bad. Okay? It's just lessons. But again, right? There's always going to be the underlying energy of you. And it comes back to, right, that sword through the hand. There's always going to still be that true sense of you, right, that's running from love, running from the lessons of being hurt. Okay, Queen of Cups, right? feeling like you aren't enough. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go be enough. Again, King of Pentacles, right? If I go through, I'm going to be enough. And then you'll wish that you had chosen me. Okay? So let's see a little bit more about where the journey leads through the void. Okay? Tell me a little bit more about where the journey leads. Okay? It actually offers you a bridge. Okay, so when you go into the void, there you meet the bridge. Okay? And so for a minute while you're in the void, like your consciousness kind of expands. So you do have a choice, right? You do have different paths. And so you get to pick what you want your challenge to be. You get to pick where you want to go. Yeah, because you hold the key to where you're going on the other side of the void, right? And once you decide, though, there's no turning back. X marks the spot. Okay, once you move through the void, you've planted a seed, and there's no turning back, right? You're on a road now, moving towards this destination and this growth that is going to change the game. Okay, it's going to change the possibilities. Yeah, all right. Third eye vision, again, it takes a minute to reclaim it when you go through the void. So if you've gone through it and you feel like I can't really get a grip on what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be, where I'm going, right? Understand that that is part of the fine tuning. That is part of the process. Yeah, you will reawaken. Okay. You are destined to change on this new path. You just need to be open to activation of this new timeline. Okay, you can't go into it and then resist it. All right, they're saying that we're 2 left behind for a reason. Let's see what they were. Yeah, all right. You have to open up in the new timeline. Really let go of fear. Open up to your divine will and let the messages come through to you to create your soul purpose again. Because you are really realigning your chakras. There's all that that's going on in all of that energy. Okay, so the sun is starting to go down, and there's a lot of shadow play. So there is a lot of shadow in this that we don't understand, right? Temptation, okay, shadow work, look at what comes out. There's a lot of pain that leads us into the portals. Okay, a lot of deep felt pain that leads us into these portals. Sometimes it's because we're tired of going around in circles with the tree that we've already planted, the seed that we've already planted. So we want to try something else, right? I planted this tree. It didn't happen. I need a new seed, which means I need to go through the void again. And that's okay, because look, sometimes the new seed planted gives you everything that you want and desire. Like all of this prosperity, all of this abundance, all of this love. So again, Spirit is telling me, right, that yeah, we're kind of playing with divine timing with these portals and these voids and opening up right, to these trans-dimensional sort of vortexes. But it is where we are at in this new world. I've written about, and I don't know if it's released yet or not, in my Celestial Spark Vela stories about this Buckaton, okay, this new 144,000 days or whatever it is that we are in the Mayan calendar. And so we are at a different elevation, right? This started in 2012. And so the frequencies have shifted. The abilities that people have within the time construct has shifted, right? We're moving further and further towards this 5D sort of an energy back to the soul space that we came from. And so as that's happening, this is why all the different possibilities are starting to open up to us. Okay. So tell me what we need to do if we've gone through a void. Okay. For those that have just gone through a void or going through a void right now, practice your breathing. Restore your heart first. Okay. Practice your breath work. Restore your heart first. Okay. You're going to feel out of it. Okay. Visualize. Try to stay in your current moment because you're going to feel, like I just said, out of it. Let the energy that you're seeking come to you. Okay. Understand that you've gone across a bridge. Okay. You're in a different land. Don't expect people to act the same or be the same. Don't expect, right? That's why you've got to work on your heart first. You've got to plant the seed in your heart. That's where you plant the seed, is in your heart. And then you breathe it, right? The oxygen, you breathe it into being. And then you can see the relationships differently. Okay. Then you need to go seek out your mirror. Some people will dig their heels in and be like, that is not what I came here for. There's always going to be a mirror. There's always going to be a lesson. It doesn't matter which construct you go into. It doesn't matter which vortex, fractal life you are in. There's always going to be a mirror. Okay? Period. Okay? And what you're there to create will remain hidden until you find that mirror. All right? Yeah. So take some time and wish. I had suggested and recommended, right? We're in between now and the 12th. Get clear about your wishes. And this is especially essential for those of you that have gone through this portal energy. You have to get clear about that wish. Work on your heart chakra. Get clear. Do your breathing exercises. Get clear about, what do I want? Plant that. You can plant it in your heart. You can also plant it in Mother Earth. You can even do a ceremony and kind of gift it to Mother Earth to help your heart along. Okay? Yeah, look what comes out. Heart. It is so much about your heart and ascending as quickly as possible back to that awakened soul, right? So then you can create. Then you can use this Ace of Wands energy to move you into this beautiful energy of creation. Okay? So let's go ahead and pull for those of you that have gone through the portal looking for love. Let's see what it's going to offer you on the other side of the void. sorry, fear. Okay. You're still afraid of coming into true love. Your divine partner has enchanted you in a way, and you're really trying to leave it behind, but it's a lesson that's really essential for you to use in your growth. Why are you so afraid of love? Again, okay, you're afraid of your higher level connection. All right? And it's okay. But in this vortex, okay, we do have a transformed Empress. Okay? And you will know when you connect with this person. All right? They're going to be very strong, okay, very opinionated, very dark history, okay? But you'll feel that they have leaped through the vortex looking for you as well. Look, tiger medicine. Okay, this is the medicine to lead you to this beautiful connection. All right? Don't be afraid of the unknown. That's the fear. The fear is the unknown. Don't be afraid of the unknown. This is for real. Okay? So I'm going to give you some shaman medicine. Okay? Let's do some shaman medicine here. Okay? Yeah, okay, there's the altar. I feel like for the Emperor, especially, okay? Get intentional about your wish and what you want to harvest here. What you want, what you seek here. Okay? Very, very beautiful. We also have plant medicine. Okay? So you have to, the center of all of this is to seek that truth and give that wish over to Pachamama, okay, to grow. And again, the earth, the stone people, okay, ask the earth, ask your crystals, ask your stones, okay, ask your ancestors, what do I need to know on this journey? And then allow it to come in. Okay? So, advice, closing off. I love it. It's the magnolia, one of my favorite trees. Okay? Everything is going to be amplified on the other side of this. Okay? Expect that on the 13th. I can't get everything right is the trigger statement. And I am in divine time, okay, is the true statement. The time that you are in now is now your divine time. Okay, so I am in divine time. So harness your loving energy. That's why your heart is so important. Harness your loving energy and watch as one miracle unfolds after another. Okay, I love that, especially because the message of 222 was the message from the Course in Miracles today, right? On the right path. Do not judge any of this. take what feels light and resonates for you. Okay, don't be afraid of the unknown, and allow the miracles to just unfold one after the other. Okay, guys? I hope that helps you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you again. All right? Bye. Let's see if I can reach. I can't. I got short arms.